episode is all about kindness in business leadership and whether we've misunderstood what strength really looks like. I'm Vicky, I'm the operations manager at Fresh Perspective. We are a recruitment company with a twist on the traditional, and joining me today is Esther Stamp. She is one of our recent Freshies winners and operations manager at Juniper Wealth. Together, we're exploring why kindness is often seen as a soft skill, when in reality, it could be one of the biggest competitive advantages a business can have. So, Esther, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Vicky. Nice to see you.
You too. How are you feeling?
Bit nervous, but we'll,
Don't be nervous.
We'll get into it.
It's fine. We're going to be okay. It's going to be good. So, We'll crack on straight into the podcast. So I think somewhere along the way, businesses developed this idea that being tough, ruthless or aggressive was the fastest route to success, celebrating hustle, competitiveness and winning at all costs. And sometimes it almost feels as though kindness and commercial success are seen as opposites. But from my experience, some of the best leaders aren't necessarily the loudest people in the room. We do see that at Fresh here. So why do you think so many people still associate strength with aggression, and do you think we've confused toughness with effective leadership?
I think historically it's been like that, hasn't it? Even when I started working, the kind of leaders that were put in place were all very aggressive.
Yeah.
And I think with businesses, when they're trying to get business, they're trying to be the best in the country or the city or whatever, they will employ people that just go for it. However, I think that's very different to managing people.
Yeah.
I think they're very different things. But I think, unfortunately, really until very recently, if you could get the business in, you often then got given a management role. But I just think they're two very, very different things. Being able to manage people and being able to get new business in, for instance. And I think we're starting to see a bit of a shift. I think pretty much after COVID, that massive shift was from, everybody working from home, coming back in the office, all of that. It did bring about a culture change a bit more, I think, sometimes not for a good reason.
No.
But I think a lot of companies did step up and think, oh, actually, I can trust my employees now. They've really grafted during this really difficult time. What are we going to do going forward? And I think there has been a good shift in values in companies. I know in interviews, a lot of the candidates will ask me, well, what are your company values?
Yeah.
And I don't think I would have ever thought to ask that question 20 years ago.
Back in the day, yeah.
So I think there is a good shift. But there are the different skills out there. Being your top kind of new business lead doesn't make you a good manager of people.
No, I agree. Because I think we have similar roles, don't we? We're both operations managers. And what Freshie did you win again?
Captain Kindness.
Captain Kindness. So one of the kindest people that we know. But I imagine as an operations manager, you do lead with kindness.
Well, I would hope that my team would say that. I hope that they do. I think two things I would say are, it is a thankless task being a manager. Nobody sees what you do. We say this
all the time.
They don't see what you do. It looks like you just coast your way through life and they don't see what's going on underneath.
Far from true.
And actually, they don't need to. I don't need to be telling the Juniper Wealth team all of the things I've had to deal with this week. They don't need to know. So it is a thankless task, and there's a lot of unseen work.
There is,
that people don't appreciate. And secondly, you can have the best culture on the planet, right? But someone will always be moaning, and it is just life. Like, people,
it is,
you can't please everybody. But I think if you get some really good things in place and good culture in place, you're still never going to please everybody, but you then do become a good place to work for and a place that candidates want to apply for. And it's, Juniper Wealth is a really nice place to work, and hopefully all of the team will say that.
I think they will, because we've placed a couple of people with you, and
yes.
the feedback that we get from them is that it's a very nice place to work.
Well, that's good. So you can't, but being a manager's hard work.
It is.
And you're dealing with a lot of people's lives. Lives are messy. Lives are complicated. You also get it from the other side of keeping the business afloat. You know, the commercial element.
Yeah, you have your directors above you that want a certain thing doing. Operations managers, we're like right stuck in the middle, aren't we? It's
and the
tough.
budget is your problem, and the capacity of your team is also your problem. You know.
Yeah, it's a tough job, isn't
one.
it?
Yeah.
So to keep kindness flowing is sometimes it can be. I don't imagine it's ever difficult for you. I can't imagine that you've ever like.
Well, they make it easy, my team, to
Do
be fair.
they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I've had any major, massive conflicts over the years, which is good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I imagine you would approach them with kindness as always.
I would hope.
Yes,
So.
I love that. So I think that what people really mistake for weakness is a lack of standards. So you can be kind and still have difficult conversations, and hold people accountable or say no to people. Weakness isn't kindness, it's avoiding the conversations that need to happen. So how important do you think it is for leaders to strike the balance between empathy and accountability?
Well, I think you can have accountability without empathy.
Okay.
I think you can have empathy without accountability.
Yeah.
But I think you can have both. I don't think they are
mutually
they're not
exclusive.
far apart from each other. They can come together. I think often it's the way you do something, so the way you have that hard conversation. The first thing is don't avoid it.
That's the worst thing you can
work.
do.
No, it doesn't. Sticking your head in the sand doesn't work.
No.
Because if you think, I think this about a lot of things in life, even like with friendships and things. If you don't say what you need to say, someone else will say it, firstly. And your team will notice. So, if someone's underperforming for whatever reason, and you don't bring it up, firstly, how does that make everyone else feel? That you're not bothered about them because they're picking up the slack. And secondly, you're just not really helping the person that's struggling, because you're just leaving an issue. And that's been it has been a lesson, I think, over the years.
Has it? How long have you been doing that job for?
Well, I started at Juniper in 2020, and I did come with management experience before I came. But obviously, I joined smack bang in the middle of COVID in the September.
Favourite time.
The September. So we had time in the office and then went into the second lockdown and then back in. So that was pretty tricky. But when I first joined, there was another employee who really struggled with a lot of personal issues, and we left it too long, really, because we didn't address what was going on.
Yeah.
And partly that was, you try and give people chances, don't you?
Yeah, you have to have that balance.
Yeah, but we definitely regretted leaving it too long. And actually, in hindsight, we should have had maybe 4 or 5 conversations before he left.
Yeah, it just snowballs, doesn't it? And like the knock-on effect that it can have on the team as well. It's like you said about if the team see that nothing's being done about something, it just causes like a whole whirlwind of problems. Like they can lose respect for you. They're like, why should I be doing this if no one's being held accountable for something else? But yeah, it's finding the balance between it all.
Yeah, and things like if an admin isn't performing very well, that then impacts the clients and it impacts the advisor. So it's widespread, really. So the quicker you can trying to get hold of it, the better. You learn these lessons, don't you?
You learn the hard way, don't you? Like the first time it happens and you're like, I should have dealt with this sooner.
And sometimes you don't see what's going on properly, do you, as a manager? Sometimes it's quite hard to dig deep and work out what actually is going on.
Yeah.
But I think the most empathetic thing you can do is address an issue. But the way you do it,
that's the point, isn't it? Like, you still have to address these issues, but it's how you approach the situation, because you can go in and be just not very nice about it. It's never going to land well. You're probably not going to resolve the issue, because no one's going to come into that conversation feeling anything but negative about it. So yeah, it's how you go into that.
Definitely. And just putting yourself in other people's shoes, you know, with the more people that you employ, the more complicated lives are. You know, you are by nature dealing with, at the minute, 10 of us who all have, you know, some of us have kids, some of us have elderly parents. It's just the way people are and people's lives.
How many people do you manage?
10.
You manage 10, just you. Do you have any team leaders or anything underneath you? Or
We're kind of moving into a pod structure at the minute.
Okay.
With an advisor and an admin. And then Sue is our senior admin, so she very recently has kind of taken on the training role of the admins. So these are the tricky things when you grow in.
Yeah.
How to structure everything, how to make client work the best it can be.
And then teaching them how to deal with situations with kindness and empathy.
Yeah. I mean, they are brill, all of them. So
this is good.
That does help.
Excellent.
They do make it easy, which is good.
Yeah, I like that. And I also think businesses sometimes focus too much on the perceived cost of kindness without talking enough about the cost of the opposite. So poor leadership, ego, damaged relationships, and people feeling undervalued can have huge impact on businesses. Talent leaves, trust breaks down in the team, and time gets wasted fixing problems that could have been avoided in the first place. So do you think organisations underestimate the commercial impact that culture and leadership behaviours can have within a team dynamic?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think the mad thing that we see all the time is the turnover of staff being high in other firms.
Yeah.
And the cost of that must be a lot more than we have in our costings. And I just think it doesn't cost very much for someone to take their elderly parent to the hospital appointment that they've got and be out of the office for a couple of hours, comparative to that person leaving because you've just not been very nice about the fact they've got to take an elderly parent to a hospital appointment.
Yeah, and I think it's regardless of if you use like recruitment companies or whatever, it's just the cost, like you said, the cost of not having that person in the business, having to start all over again, training someone up, finding someone that fits your culture, having to go through all that again is cost and time for you, for other people in the business, for not having that person in, and the strain it puts on the other team members.
Well, exactly, because it's not quick, is it, recruitment?
No, unfortunately. It can be sometimes, but it's just, you've got to think a notice period. You finding the time to interview,
training,
training.
When you're at capacity and you employ a new person, when you're at capacity,
you've
then got to train them. That means that things have to be let go for a few months while you train them. All of these things that you're costing up, thinking you could have just been really nice to them.
Yeah,
you could have just been really accommodating to that employee, and you would have saved yourself a lot of hassle, a lot of money. And I say that as I am that person that needs all of that time. Like, I am the person that bleeds Juniper dry. Because I've got one child who he has ulcerative colitis. So I am back and forth to Manchester Hospital a lot.
All right.
And I was just saying the other day, I had this flurry between April and July. All these appointments land at once. So I've been like up and down that M61 a lot lately. And I've got one child who, she's a talented cricketer, so they don't care if you're working or not, cricket, they're not bothered.
Doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't matter. So out of all the people in the company, I'm the one taking most of the flexible working time, going here, there and everywhere. But I just think if you treat people well and you just say, yeah, of course. Even today, someone texted me this morning saying, I've just got a doctor's appointment, am I all right to work from home? And I was like, yeah, of course you are. Absolutely fine. I'll see you on Monday. Imagine if I replied today saying, no,
you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be putting their notice in not very long from now.
Probably. And just
and look in. That would be the moment I'd be looking for jobs if that was me.
If someone spoke, if someone said that to you. Yeah, because in that moment, you you don't feel valued, do you?
No.
As an employee. I'm sure that at Juniper you feel valued because they allow you that time off, and I'm sure when you're there you work really bloody hard.
Well,
yeah.
I remember my first ever job. We had to go to Stratford-upon-Avon once a month, and I'll never forget this moment because I remember just thinking, I'm never going to do this if I ever be a manager. So I had to get up at 4 a.m. I had to drive to work. You had to be there for 9, and it's a long way to Stratford. So we had to drive to our workplace. We had to use the work car, but they wouldn't let us take it home the night before. So we'd always have to drive to the company, get in the car. I mean, this was a long time ago.
Okay.
But still, get in the car, drive to Stratford. We had to clock in when we got to the workplace, like the Preston one, and then get to Stratford, do all our meetings, come back, and park the car and walk in and clock back in. However, if you arrived at 1 minute past 8 p.m, you would get paid until 8. If you arrived at 8:45 p.m, you'd still get paid until 8, so they'd only pay you for like per hour.
The full hour. So if you got there at 8:59, you'd still only get paid till 8.
Yeah. So I remember one time I got there at like 8:47, and I had a conversation with my manager at the time saying, is there not any chance we can change this? I've been out of the door since 4 o'clock in the morning. I've walked in at 10 to 9. And she was just so aggressive about it, like, no, I'm not doing that. I remember that moment being the moment where, I kid you not, Vicky, I left that building at 4:59 every day. I didn't stay 1 minute later. I didn't arrive any earlier. I'd sit in my car in the car park, and I'd wait until 1 minute before clocking in, and I'd clock in. And they got absolutely no extra minutes from me from that moment on.
That's what they kind of call like quiet quitting, where you do things like that, where you just stop putting the effort in, and you just won't get the best out of people, because it is a two-way street. Like I would not expect my team to like not treat me with kindness and not give me flexibility. So why would you do that? Not do the same for your team? Like, it needs to be both ways. So if you want your team to be a bit flexible, stay a little bit later, put in a bit of an extra shift when we're really busy and really struggling, you have to give them those things. Otherwise you will get quiet quitters who literally do the bare minimum, don't want to be there.
Yeah, and we that was the moment we all just started applying for new jobs.
Everybody.
And we all got made redundant in the end. It worked out really well because we all got a payoff. But that was the beginning of the end, really. And you think, you don't be that person.
No.
You know, don't. It doesn't. That 45 minutes could have just paid me. Like, what was that
Over
worth?
something like so petty as well, really. I know it's not petty like to you or anything like that, but to them, like 45 minutes, what?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's nothing exactly.
No. But I think over time it has kind of changed, hasn't it? Like, a long time ago it was just, you will work 9 till 5, you go in, do your job, like our parents and stuff like that. Like, there was none of all these cool benefits that you get. And then as time has gone on, people, they want different things from work, don't they?
And I think you'll find this, it's one of their priorities, isn't it? Flexible working.
Absolutely. How do
you treat our staff?
Yeah.
And I think if you want superstars in your business, we can't be working at the old model anymore.
No,
you
have to
get you far at all.
Adapt. And I think it's crazy how many people you speak to. I mean, it's happened to me in the past as well, that you've left jobs because of managers being like this with you, like, no flexibility, no, you're not having this doctor's appointment or whatever. And yeah, I mean, I've done it in the past where I've left jobs because I didn't like my manager because she wasn't very nice. Yeah,
so
you have to.
You're there a long time in a week, aren't you? That's
you are.
You're there a lot of hours to have a rubbish time.
Yeah,
you know,
and
just think,
in the past, I've stayed in jobs where I have not enjoyed myself at all, and I think these days as well, people are more likely to just leave.
Yeah.
Now, when they don't like the way that things are being treated with.
Yeah, because actually there's a lot of companies doing it the right way.
Oh my God, so many, yeah.
So you just go find one of them, don't you?
Yeah, there's so many companies who treat people right. Juniper are one of them. Yeah, I'd like to say that Fresh are one of them as well. But there are some companies that are kind of stuck in their old ways in the dark ages.
Yeah, we, one of my friends, they stopped working from home. They stopped it all, which is fine. If it's a business decision, it's a bit different. But the reason was because somebody the day before they were going on holiday, probably just didn't pull the weight in working from home, and they did that thing where, a bit like back in the day, we got a class detention, where everybody then, there was this like sledgehammer rule, like nobody's working from home now, you've all got to come in. And really, that could have just been a conversation with one person.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you've just now punished everybody.
Yeah.
Probably angered a lot of people. Probably lost a lot of people in that.
Yeah, they're all, she was telling that story because she was leaving.
Yes.
She was saying it just felt like all of us who are trustworthy get tarred with, you know, the one person who wasn't. That kind of, I think that's still unfortunately more common than we'd like it to be.
Yeah.
The kind of blanket rule for everybody because of one person, let the side down kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely, which is really unfair, isn't it? But something else that I think that we often confuse is a kindness with niceness, because to me they're not the same thing. So being kind means giving honest feedback, setting clear expectations and helping people grow, whereas nice is avoiding the conflicts, people pleasing, not making difficult decisions because you don't want to upset anyone. And I always think being nice keeps people comfortable, but being kind helps people grow. So do you see the difference between the two?
Yeah, I think kindness is clarity, isn't it? And I think niceness often, I think if you're the recipient of it, can be a little bit hard to figure out. So when someone doesn't talk to you about an issue and doesn't ever bring it up, and then an example would be when it comes up in your like annual appraisal and it's the first time you've heard of it.
Yeah,
that happens quite a lot,
it's just
doesn't
dropped on you.
And they refer to something 6 months ago.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's often where we get it wrong. Whereas kindness is deal with it straight away. Just go and have a conversation. Niceness is I'm just gonna put it away and never bring it up.
Hope that like it kind of resolves itself.
Just sort itself out, and it doesn't. Stuff doesn't, because you've got to have enough awareness of what's going on to for it to sort out.
Yeah, I think when I first started out in my manager's job, I was probably a little bit susceptible to being nice over kind, because when you first get into that role, you want everyone to like you, don't you? You don't want people...
You don't do the hard thing.
No, you don't want to. I'm like, I want to be this nice manager that everybody likes.
Everyone to love me all of the time.
I just want everyone to love me. And then over the time, I've realised that it doesn't get you respect. Like,
also you can't please everybody all of the time, even when you're trying to be nice.
Yeah, so
someone will be really annoyed because you've not brought up something that they feel like you should have brought up. So you don't even please everybody with it.
No, but now I feel so much better having these difficult conversations with the team, and they don't not like me. I think that they probably like me more because I'm just totally honest with them, sort the problem. And
if they don't like it, they'll certainly respect it.
Yeah.
That's the thing, you know. The people who have hard conversations with you, sometimes you think about them, but a couple of weeks later you have actually a lot of respect for that person that they brought it up with you. Yeah. It's like that in all of life, isn't it? But it's just a bit more challenging in work because it comes up more often, doesn't it? But
yeah, and to me, if I'd done something or I was doing something and I either maybe didn't realise that I was doing it and then Laura brought it up to me like 6 months later, I'd probably be mortified that she hadn't told me in that moment, and I just carried on doing whatever it was that wasn't right or was affecting the team in some way. So yeah, I would just rather be told.
It's the fairest thing to do as well.
Yeah.
Because it's not that fair not being told something that you've done. And even things like, I think being kind is also just being reassuring, because we were having this conversation the other day about our client experience. It does need to improve, and it needs to improve because we've been at capacity, and the things that we did really, really well have kind of been dropped for good reason. Mm-hmm. But they have. So now it's time to bring them back again and improve it. And whenever we have this conversation, everybody is hesitant because we've all been at capacity. So me saying we're adding a couple more things makes them go, no, don't add anything else. But we are also adding capacity.
Yeah.
So now is the time, right, to say we are going to do this, this and this. And quite rightly, they're hesitant because it's just adding more things.
Yeah.
But the decision from higher up is we are going to do these things,
You
right?
have to deliver that message,
right? But you can deliver it as a, well, we are going to do it and that's tough message. Or you can deliver it as, I am here to help you.
Yeah.
We are going to do it together. I'm taking some of it as well. So things like client gifts of, that kind of thing has been dropped and now it's going to come back. I'm going to take that. So that's not, they don't have to worry about that. They just need to tell me when I need to send one.
Yeah.
I'll sort it out. But if you go, we are going to do it together, it's not the same as saying, well, it's tough. Like, that's what we're doing. But I've had so many conversations as a recipient of those conversations, people saying, well, it's tough. That's what higher above me said we're doing, and that's it.
But you feel like when those conversations happened, that the rubbish is just being, you're at the bottom of the pile, basically. That's what you feel like, isn't it? Whereas if you have that middle manager who is like, we're in this together, I've been told this, but I'm with you, I'm not just passing it all over to you to deal with.
Yeah.
You get that, like, that team feeling, don't you?
It's
that
a
they're
collaboration
not
as well. It should be. If you're managing people properly, it shouldn't feel like there's you and us. It should be,
exactly.
I'm here to support you.
Well, they're your team at the end of the day, aren't they? Like, what they do and their outcome and their happiness is all, it really all lies with you, doesn't it? Yeah. So you need to be part of that. You need to be in that, helping them deliver what they need to and supporting them to get the best out of them.
It is hard. Like, they have been
hard.
at capacity. I'm like so impressed of how well that everybody has pulled together. But so Yamna has come on board through you guys, and before that we were so snowed under.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We'd had an admin and they didn't pass probation, and it was all very tricky. But we knew when they didn't pass probation, I was like,
oh no, you're like, I know what I need to go through now.
Yeah, this is going to be painful, and it was very painful. So you know that, but your job is to try and keep everyone calm.
Oh yeah, you need to mask it. Yeah. In your head, you're like, oh my God, what is happening? You're like, the face is calm though.
The day we did it, I was like, I just feel like I've just made my life so much harder. But you haven't. In the long run, it's the long game, right?
Yeah.
But you've got to remind your team as well of the long game.
Yeah, exactly.
And empathise with the fact that everyone's snowed under and everyone feels snowed under, and it's not very nice.
But it's just the open communication with it, isn't it? That's what they appreciate, isn't it?
And the empathy.
Yeah, like we said before.
That's the thing. I think if you lead with empathy, it does help.
I think you're onto a winner, aren't you, if you lead with empathy?
Yeah.
So one of the most interesting conversations around leadership is whether the real weakness in business isn't kindness at all, but insecurity. So insecure leaders often will micromanage, they avoid feedback, struggle to share success, whereas secure leaders seem much more comfortable developing others and admitting mistakes. Do you think confidence and security are underestimated qualities when it comes to great leadership?
Yeah, I think they are hard, as in to be so secure, to have the hard conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to never have a hard conversation.
Me too.
That'd be great, but here we are. I think the best thing you can do as a manager is to work on yourself as well.
I totally agree with that. I think it
starts with you.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're insecure, you need to go and do some work on yourself. And I think if you are leading people, that continual self-development, self-awareness, I think sometimes people lack self-awareness, unfortunately.
Yeah!
I feel like I'm pulling out some like mega truth bomb. Sorry, Vicky. I should turn this opinion down a bit. But,
No, you be truthful.
But I do think that. I think a lot of the time it's not a reflection on you. Not everything's about you, essentially.
Unfortunately.
Your team are working. If they're working hard, you should tell them, thanks.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you. You're doing a great job. If stuff's kicking off And it's usually outside of work, you know,
That's where the big
hard
problems come,
Yeah, because it isn't always easy for someone who's going through a real rough time to work at 100% capacity. So having some empathy and leeway on that front. And just having the confidence to kind of say, this is what we're doing. I know it sounds difficult. So that was the client experience chat we had the other day. I know it sounds hard, but we're going to do it together, and I will help us do that. You need to talk to me about where things are too hard, where it's tricky, and sometimes how people feel isn't always how it is. So we were saying the other day, we've now got Macy, who's been an apprentice over the summer, and she's just freed up a bit more time for some of the admin, which means we can do it. But the feeling of the admin team is, no, we're really too busy for her to tell us anything else.
Yeah.
Not tell me anything else that I need to do. But you see it from a higher level sometimes, don't you? So what they don't see is you're doing all the metrics.
Yeah.
You're doing the capacity. You're seeing who we're getting on board. You're seeing, you know, all that kind of stuff. So you have to have the confidence in knowing what you know, which isn't always what the team know. You know,
that is true.
Know about the future, what you know about the plan for the future, what you know about the metrics of capacity.
Yeah.
You know, they don't see that, and sometimes you have to say to them, just trust me. I know what we're doing. I know where we're going. We can do it.
Yeah, I agree. And just touching on like the confidence part of the question, I think like when I first became a manager, I really suffered with like imposter syndrome. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but you need to be convincing, don't you, for your team, and be able to go into like difficult conversations with the confidence to do it. If you went into a difficult conversation and you were like, right,
I'm an imposter in this scenario.
And they're just looking at you like, what is going on here? So it's like you said at the beginning of that question, it's working on yourself, believing in yourself. And
if you don't know something, go and get trained on it.
Yeah, but so this is what I say all the time. It's like, if you don't know the answer to a question that your team come to you with, just say you don't know. I need to go and find out. Yeah. Don't try and wing it and be like, I need to know all the answers to this.
And do you not think some businesses, because they do the thing that we talked about earlier, where if you're a really good admin, we're going to make you manager of all people. Yeah. And then they put absolutely no money, no resources or anything into training that person to be a manager.
They just expect you to know it.
Magically be a manager. That doesn't help either. And I think if that's not happening in your workplace, if you're not getting any development professionally, go and find it personally, because you can't just not ever have any training, not be trained in anything at all to do with managing people, never go on a course and be good, because, like, you know, these things are learned, these skills are learned.
Absolutely.
And what you learn from other people is really important as well.
Yeah.
I'm an ops manager kind of network for financial services, and those meetings are so helpful for me.
Oh, really?
Because there's people in massive firms, people in growing firms, people in small firms, and if you say, can you help me with this? I don't really know what to do about X. There's always somebody that's like, oh yeah, I've been through that, and they'll often say, I did it wrong. Don't do what I did.
Okay.
And then you can learn from other people.
That is really good, because I think I struggled with that here at Fresh, because there was no one in the role before me. It was just Laura and Emily, and then a couple of people in delivery. And like, as I've moved up, there's only me at that level. So I've either got directors above me, or I've got the team really. So I started a level 5 ops manager apprenticeship. So we do these like workshops where all the other ops managers on the course come to it, and it's so nice being able to talk to people in the same level as you, who's going through the same things and maybe having the same issues, and being able to talk to them and realise that other people feel the same and are having the same issues. Because sometimes you think, is it just us?
Is it me?
I don't know. Is it me? So I totally get why.
And they get the kind of no offence to Emily and Laura here, but the entrepreneurs, they have a different personality to ops by a country mile. So
Absolutely.
John,
Yeah.
John, who's our CEO, he is like ideas man.
Oh, that's what they're like, crazy
yeah.
ideas.
I think it makes you an excellent business owner, but we are the ops people, right? We're not the business owners. He has all the ideas, they're all amazing, and at no point does he think of the details. So I'll ask 20 questions and he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, don't have no idea how it's going to work, yeah.
That's me, that's got to do that bit.
Yeah.
And it's fine and we work really well together, but no one really understands that dynamic where you've got a team that you want to do a really good job, you care about them, you know what's going on in the minute details of their life, and then above you you've got an entrepreneur with all the big ideas.
Yeah.
And it's such a bizarre place to sit. And unless you meet other people that are in it, you can feel very inadequate a lot of the time, and you can feel like you're doing a terrible job of all of the things a lot of the time.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you feel the same way.
The amount of times I've gone home and gone, I'm doing none of these things well. Like, I'm just doing the bare minimum on 100 things.
Yeah.
I'm not doing, and not one of those 100 things am I doing a good job on, because that's what it's like, isn't it?
Yeah.
And occasionally you get a week that's quiet and you do a really, really good job on one of the 100 things. And then you get back to busyness, and then you're just balancing all the plates again.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think if you've worked on yourself a bit more and you have confidence and you learn what you don't know, you go and find out, go and have a training course, if there's something you don't know about, go and find out. So AI is obviously a massive one. I know nothing about it.
Oh, I'm so rubbish. I'm trying to be better at it.
I am trying.
But yeah, I'm not very...
It moves at a pace that I don't move at, do you know what I mean? And in financial services, there's so many things you can do. So I just go book myself on courses now to be like, what do I need to know as an ops manager? Just tell me what I need to know. Have a play about on, we've used Copilot a bit, and I'll embrace it.
Try to. Yeah,
because it's coming, right?
So oh my God, yeah, it's coming like thick and fast. Yeah. We're going to have to do it at some point.
Exactly. So at the minute, that's what I'm trying to learn a bit more of. Yeah. Because I have no idea.
Oh, I have no idea. But like the team, they're a little bit younger than me, so they're like very into all that, and like Tommy's really into AI. And trying to utilise it. And it
I grew up in the era of no smartphones, Vicky, so, like, you know, I feel like a granny at the moment. We're talking about AI.
My God, like, I was back when you're on computer and you couldn't ring on the phone at the same time, and now there's all this stuff, like, I use ChatGPT a little bit, but scares me. Copilot, I'm trying to get my head around it, and I think I'm scared of it more than anything.
Yeah, exactly. And you know it's coming, and you're the ops person, so you're going to have to sort it out and deal with it.
Yeah.
So then we have to go learn about it, don't we?
I know. And then I'm going to have to roll stuff out of across the team.
HR rules that are coming in January, we've got to go find out about that. This is just how it goes.
Right. You have to know about everything, don't you? It's not like a finger in a pie. Your fingers are in all pies, communicating with everyone. So I have to speak, I obviously manage the team. I have to communicate with Laura and Emily. I have to communicate with all our suppliers, communicate with all the clients. You're everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
Your list never goes down.
Exactly.
This podcast is turning more into how ops manager works.
But if you don't have any confidence at all,
you won't be able to handle it.
You just cry all the time. I think you just be very emotional.
Yeah, I think I'm lucky. Yeah, I'm lucky with my role because I've kind of gradually moved up into it. It wasn't just like one day they were like, right, you're the ops manager now, so you're doing all this. I think I made quite a smooth transition from the delivery side of things, like up into a team leader role where I was still doing a bit of the delivery side and then moving up. So I think that has helped. Yeah, rather than just being like, this is what you've got to do. This is your list of things to deal with. It's just kind of all filtered through gradually, which is nice.
Yeah, I was the same. I'd started off in admin and then have kind of grown as the business has grown.
Yeah.
But I think the rapid growth in the last kind of 18 months has been a real learning curve.
Yeah, I bet you're having to put all your skills to the test, aren't you, for managing everything. You're like, right, everything I've learned over however many years, I now have to
put into practice.
And fingers crossed that it works.
Exactly.
But right, we'll go on to some kind of to recruitment. So with recruitment, I think candidates sometimes forget about the outcome of a process, and they really forget how they've been treated throughout the process. So whether that's receiving feedback, handling rejection respectfully, or simply keeping people informed, and those interactions can shape how people view a business long after the process is over. So how important do you think kindness and respect are when it comes to building an employer brand and creating a positive candidate experience?
This is why we got you, because we weren't as good at it as we should have been.
Honestly, it's tough.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, really tough. But we make sure that everyone that we ever speak to when it comes to any job, they are all rejected. You hear people going for jobs and
you don't hear anything,
but they go to interviews as well. It's not like they've just applied. Like they will go to interviews and won't hear anything. Like we have worked with clients where they're like, we've interviewed people for this role in the past, and then we'll come across these candidates and we'll speak to them like, oh yeah, I've already had an interview there and I never got never heard anything, and it does tarnish your reputation a bit.
And I think I saw it from the other side when my husband was applying for jobs and he was in a complete career U-turn.
Oh, really?
And oh, wow, that's an eye-opening experience, isn't it? Gosh. He did like 2 or 3 interviews, and the third one, heard nothing. And we were like, at what point do you
just give up? Like, just assume you haven't got it.
We went for 48 hours. We're like, I guess 48 hours is about right. You know, if you've got it, then they should have rung you by now. But it's so demoralising when you're, on the other side. And then that is what gave us a nudge of thinking, right, this needs to be better. And partly it's because we were a small business. There was 2 of us trying to recruit.
Yeah.
It's actually quite difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you definitely would not apply there again.
No, you wouldn't. No, but like you might interview someone, and yes, they might not be right at that point in time, or they might not be right for that role, but further down the line they could be, and you just decide not to bother giving any feedback. And then I don't know, say like a year down the line, you're like, oh, that person that we interviewed would be good for this role. They're not going to want to know.
No, they're not going to answer your call, are they?
No. Not at all. So that's something that we really try to do, is protect companies' reputations by making sure that we do give feedback and get in touch with people, because it's really important.
You've just got to think, if this was me, how would I feel about it? And it's quite a vulnerable position to be in, looking for a job, I think. Either you're unhappy somewhere. The only good one is when you're kind of looking for a bit of a step up but a lot of the time it's not that. A lot of the time it's unhappy somewhere, they've been treated badly, or they've not got a job. And all of those things are quite vulnerable positions to be in. So if you treat them badly, it really, really sticks, doesn't it?
Yeah. So if you go to an interview and someone, like we said before, treats you with kindness, treats you with empathy, you're going to remember how they made you feel in that moment, regardless of if you got the job or not. And that's what's the important part there.
Have you ever been to an interview where it's really fierce?
I haven't, actually. To be fair, I've not been to that many interviews in my life, but I've heard about people literally like walking into an interview room and being interrogated for like an hour.
It's a scary process.
Have you been in that position?
I'm really over nice now,
Is that come back on you and you're like, I'm going to be overly nice in interviews?
My kids call it me being extra, but I'm like, I call it being really nice. But anyway, they're embarrassed when I do it, but I try to make it a really good experience. And if you don't get the job, you still had a good experience in that interview.
Yeah, and you're going to go and say nice things about the company, because at the end of the day, if someone goes out and they've had an interview with you and they're like, oh, I went for an interview at Juniper Wealth and it was awful. And then that person talks to someone else, and then they might own a company, or they might be like, oh, I was going to speak to Juniper Wealth about X, Y, and Z, but now
someone goes, don't bother, because it was awful.
Don't bother because they're not nice.
Yeah, the interview was terrible and awful. Exactly, you don't want that, do you?
Yeah, and stuff. When people have had bad experiences, that stuff spreads like wildfire.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
and with you, you'll hear that, won't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then sometimes it's difficult because we'll be representing clients, but obviously we've got the fresh brand that's kind of as sitting at the front of it all. So then if clients are cancelling interviews last minute, they're like, oh, I don't want to do the interview anymore, that falls back on us, and we've got to go to and tell the candidate that it's not happening. Or if interviews happen and then the client just ghosts us and we don't get feedback for days and days and days, again, that falls back on us, and we're trying to...
They're ringing you, they're not ringing the
exactly,
company,
and we're trying to protect our brand, and also the company's brand. So yeah, it's difficult, but people need to be kind to everyone, don't they? And just get back to them. So I think a lot of leaders, they do want to create high-performing teams, and sometimes they believe that means being tougher, pushing harder and demanding more, but perhaps high standards and kindness don't have to sit on opposite sides of the spectrums. Maybe some of the strongest leaders are the ones who can deliver results without leaving a trail of damage behind them. If there was one thing you could change about the way businesses think about leadership, what would it be?
It would be thinking through... if you put in a little bit of sacrifice on your end to make life easy for employees, actually equals the best output from your employees.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just wish everybody had that in mind, because our kind of output of our team is that they work really hard, and they work really hard because they're valued. But I just don't think the companies quite have that in mind sometimes.
No.
And you think, actually, if this person felt valued here, if they felt cared for, if someone listened to them, if somebody said to you, my life overnight is totally, completely imploded, which... I was that employee not that long ago, and Juniper just said to me, we are Team Esther, so whatever you need, you have it, and we're here to support you, and you do what you need to do. I worked so hard. Like,
did you?
Honestly,
you were like, thank you, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, and we made it work. But when I went to work, I would work so hard because I knew that somebody was supporting me on the other side, and I just don't think businesses quite twig that sometimes.
No,
and it's not a big sacrifice for us. It's not a massive sacrifice for Sue to go to the dentist today. She's not, but if she told me
just in case she was.
It's not a sacrifice. 2 of our employees' children are starting school in September, and that's a very different thing to nursery, because nursery you can drop them off at 7 and you can pick them up at 5. That isn't how school works. So in the summer, the conversations will be going about, when do you need to leave? When do you need to start? When do you need to finish? What can we do to help you? Let's save you some money on after school clubs if we can.
Aww.
That conversation means that when they walk in the door in September, it's all sorted. They know that they can go.
Yeah.
And they work really, really hard in the hours that they're there.
And it just means you're going to keep your staff, and your retention's going to be better because they're going to enjoy working there. They're going to want to be there. And
if your staff turnover is really, really high, it's a you problem, in my opinion.
You need to look internally.
You need to look inside and think, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Because that doesn't happen. It's a big deal changing jobs.
Absolutely, yeah. It really is.
It's quite a big life event, and if someone's willing to have that big life event and go through the pain point of interviews, maybe commuting longer for a nicer job, all that kind of stuff, you need to have some introspection and think to yourself, why is this happening in this company?
Yeah, people like to put the blame on other people, don't they? They like to be like, they weren't very good at their job. Yeah,
all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And realistically, if it's high, it's not just one person, it's a lot of people.
Exactly. And that is when you need to assess that situation.
Because the common denominator in this scenario
and it's you.
It's your company or you personally.
Yeah.
You know, it, unfortunately, is people vote with their feet.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. That's your takeaway. There's your takeaway from today.
Be a good person.
That's what we're going to end on.
Yeah.
Be a good person. Be kind.
Be a kind person.
Be
and put yourself in other people's shoes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the end of the question. It wasn't that bad, was it? It was all right, wasn't it? But we do have one last bit to go through before you go on. That's fresh or stale.
Okay.
So you know how it works, don't you? I'm going to give you some words.
Yeah.
You tell me, are they fresh, good, or are they stale, rubbish?
Okay.
So we've got hot honey.
Fresh.
Absolutely, I
Love
agree.
It. On a pizza, on halloumi.
It's the best.
Give me all the hot honey.
Oh my god, yeah. Put it on anything.
Yeah.
Do you have like pre-made hot honey, or do you make it yourself?
We make it ourselves, but we've had a few disasters of too much hot and not enough honey.
Oh god.
We think we might buy some next time.
Has it blown your head off when you tried to eat
My
it?
eldest, she loves cooking, so we have a lot of experiments.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What about hiking up mountains?
Stale.
What?
I know, right. Look, I'm going to put it out there. I'm 5'1".
Okay.
My legs are short.
There's so many more steps that you have to go up.
Flat, fine.
Yeah.
Mild incline, fine. Don't get me up a mountain. I take forever. I'm like a little elephant. Honestly, I'm slow. No.
See, I don't like inclines. I don't like hills when I'm running. They're like my nemesis.
Yeah.
So I like a good walk.
I like a good walk.
But you're right. A hike up a
mountains.
mountain, actually.
Too short for that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either.
Like, really? Now you're like, actually.
No, I'm like, yeah, do you know what? I agree with you.
Get me around Grasmere. It's a flat circular. I'm happy as Larry.
Lovely.
It's not walking, it's just mountains.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with you on that, actually. I'll go with that. I've got cricket next.
Okay. Fresh, but only because I've got a cricketer in the family. But I am yet to establish the full rules.
So you don't even know what's going on?
5 years in, no idea. Sat watching her with a cold cider in my hand.
Nice.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Understanding all of the rules. Stale.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't think I've ever watched a cricket game.
Okay.
Don't watch it on TV.
No.
And I know it's a bit like rounders, but
yeah.
then
I'm not the person to ask Vicky.
Yeah, no, right, yeah.
I'm the taxi driver.
Right.
And sometimes I stay, but I
Only
have
when
to
there's
text
cider,
my husband. And sometimes I have texted him in the past saying, they're screeching Poppy's name a lot. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? That's what I text him. And
does he not go instead? Do you always have to go?
But
okay.
3 kids, you've got to share the load.
Right, okay. He's off somewhere else.
Yeah. So on Sunday I did text him saying, please can you tell me if they've won or lost? And he had to text me so that I knew how to appropriately react.
Right, okay. I love that. Great. Next, I've got AI posters.
Stale.
They're everywhere, aren't
They're
they?
rubbish as well.
And they all look the same.
Yeah.
But you know straight away that it's that, and it's a proper craze, isn't it, at the moment? And
they don't look great.
no, they don't.
No.
And yeah, I think that is one of the things where AI is not good. No, if you're going to use it, you need to use it properly. And these are people, I think they're people like us.
Yeah, I think it's grannies like me that are trying to input and that's the output that they get.
Yeah, you're like, I want to be cool and I'm going to use AI because everyone's using it. And then you just don't know how to use it. So you just end up with this rubbish poster.
Any kind of creative anything, I'm not sure they're amazing at.
No, I agree. And then finally, right, before I say this, everyone says I say this word wrong. Because I call it Shein, but
that's what I call it. Is
do
that
you?
not what it's called?
No, they all tell me it's Sheen.
Sheen.
I call it Shein.
Right. I always thought it was Shein. But
good.
okay.
I'm glad you agree with it. I'm never going to stop calling it
No,
that.
just you do you, Vicky.
Yeah, we have these conversations all the time because I call it Shein. I call it ASOS. They call it ASOS. Yeah,
sure.
but yeah, Shein.
Stale.
Stale.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no.
Fast fashion, Vicky. You've got to think about the planet.
No.
Come on.
I know. I do know. And sometimes when I wear the clothes, I'm like, oh, this is probably quite bad.
I think it's okay if you're on... If you can't afford to clothe your children, you know, there's always nuance to things.
Yeah.
But generally stale.
Okay. Not if I never
I'm
bought
trying
from
to-
there.
I'm trying to do less fast fashion.
Oh, okay. I really like that. I think I
Care
am
for your
really...
planet and all that jazz.
Yeah, that's really good. And I should probably stop buying from Shein.
It's okay.
so-
No, it's okay. This is not a guilt trip for you. You can buy whatever you buy.
I'm going to stop
But for
buying
me,
from
it's
there because
stale.
Esther tells me to.
You can do whatever you like. You're an adult. You can do it.
I know, but now I feel bad.
But I do think that about Instagrammers that buy loads and loads of clothes to try on. I'm not convinced to keep them. They send them back.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm like, you cannot have this this amount of clothes.
No, well,
But-
they don't, do they?
No, like every day they're like, try on haul from
Yeah.
Zara, and they've got like 10 outfits, and the next day it's
Yeah.
ASOS and H&M. I'm like, your wardrobe must be like,
Yeah.
you must need another house.
I think what actually happens is they probably keep one of them or none of them and then send the rest back.
Yeah.
So that just makes me feel a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, that
Especially
is.
for my girls. Like,
Yeah, how
my
old?
teen- she's 14.
14.
Very nearly 15, yeah.
So she will see all of this,
Yeah.
won't she?
So I'm like, don't do fast fashion. There we
Yeah.
are.
Well, that's what.
Sorry,
well,
that's a moral. It's like a moral chat that we're having about fresh or stale.
the whole way
Sorry.
through that. I'm like,
I'm just
am
a deep dive kind
am
of
I
person.
wearing any Shein right now? But
No
I'm not.
judgment here. You can wear whatever you like.
No, I'm not. I'm just wearing fresh merch, so we're all right. But that is the end of Fresh or Stale. Did you enjoy it?
Nice to meet you.
Oh,
Yeah,
excellent.
nice to
Right.
meet you.
Well, yeah, thank you very much for coming on the
for having me.
podcast. Where can people go and check you out if they want to go and see about you and what Juniper do?
You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm usually posting nonsense, so come along.
I
for the
love your
nonsense
LinkedIn.
ride.
it's so good.
It's usually being silly about something.
So it's Esther Stamp, isn't it?
Is,
Yeah.
And then Juniper have an Instagram page. Oh, what is it? Juniper Wealth, I think it's called. Yeah, I think it is.
Do you have a website as well they can go to?
Juniperwealth.co.uk. I
Excellent.
think we're having a revamp, so if it's empty, it's not forever.
Okay.
Give it a few weeks and
Come,
look again.
come back in a few
Come
weeks
back,
if
yeah.
it's not there.
But you can book a call with us online if you want any advice. We do a free half an hour call.
Oh, excellent. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Fab. So they can do that on your
On the website.
website. Excellent. Right. And that's juniperwealth.co.uk if you want to go and do that. And you can check out Fresh Perspective on our website, which is fp-resourcing.co.uk. We also have YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of that good stuff. It's just Fresh Perspective. And I'm on LinkedIn as Vicky Taylor. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe and leave us a review. And you can join us again in 2 weeks with another guest. But thank you very much, Esther.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you all again in 2 weeks.